So, welcome to our first ever episode of We Said What We Said. It's been a long time in the making, but we wanted to bring you guys a mashup of all the things that are going on in our life. And we felt like there wasn't really a podcast out there that spoke to all of our stuff. And so, we're hoping we can be that for those married couples, parents, entrepreneurs, all the things. So, here we go.
There
First
we go.
one. So I guess let's just start by telling people a little bit about us, and then we'll get into our segments. You want to go first?
Ladies first.
Okay, so I'm Mad. Been married to this gentleman for a long time, lots of years, together for 17, married for 15. We have 3 beautiful children. They'll probably be embarrassed that I use the word beautiful because they're all boys. Very active in all the things.
Take a drink.
We
to
also
that.
have 3 businesses plus some more. So we own a boutique and bookstore, a coffee shop, juice bar, and healthcare consulting firm, and we have a few more in the works. And yeah, just a sports family and really busy and want to talk about the things that affect our life. Obviously, mixed couple, so like different cultures, dynamics. And I feel like we just have a story to tell and wanted to create a safe space for an audience like us.
Yeah, I agree.
How about you?
I mean, you pretty much summed it up. I'm just here to bring my perspective, from, I guess, people that look like me.
There's I would say there.
Better way to say it, point of view. So, yeah, like you said, it's called It Is What It Is. By the way, I'm Mac. I don't know if I I didn't tell you guys that. So yeah. But yeah, we just thought of this one day, and hey, that's kind of what the trending thing is. And it's like, hey man, we got a story to tell too. So
and we just really want to embarrass our children. I think that's like a
that too.
byproduct.
Hopefully not ourselves. But yeah.
So our theme, the theme that we're rolling with is kind of have segments of things that recur in our life that we think are relevant to people, and then try to put sort of a fun, real, like authentic spin on them. So since it's our first one, we'll just kind of explain to them what we were thinking about the segment, and then we'll do a shorter version of it. Right. And then starting next week, we'll make it longer. So the first one is, I don't know, actually a lot of them are my favorite, but the first was my favorite, Couples Court. Oh. This first one might not be your personal favorite because Couples Court is going to take something that we wrestled with as a couple in the week. Nothing too like deep or personal, but something that we think couples might wrestle with. And either we resolved it or maybe we're still resolving it, but just make a safe space to we've learned really healthier ways to communicate, right. But we've had to figure it out on our own as adults. So just for fun, I picked the first topic, which is you can't be on time for anything. And so that's been super fun for 17 years because I came from a family where punctuality borderline defined your value as a human being. And so I have tried it all just to catch the audience up. I've tried to figure out why you're late for everything. If you realize you're late for everything, if it's intentional or a total accident, I've tried, tips and tricks and loopholes. But can you just let me in to and to the audience in for somebody's listening that is late for everything, or someone's married to someone who's late to everything?
Okay. How can I put this? Like I said, it's not that I'm late.
Oh, you're late.
Okay, maybe I'm late. But like I said, it's the only thing we got in this world that we can't get back is time, right? So it's like, hey, I put levels on it. You know what I mean? So depending on where we're going, depending on where I'm going, I'm gonna get there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get there, and it's like, do I need to be there exactly on time? Like, is they exactly gonna start?
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly it doesn't. You know it doesn't. You know it doesn't. You know we sitting there. See, I could have still been doing that or this. So it's like after a bunch of those times, I could have been doing this or that. I do this or that, you know, and then I go. So
Okay, so let me break that down to your partner and to the rest of the world who you're late for, what that does. Because you're not wrong, but the time is the most valuable resource. Your time is your most valuable resource, but mine is my most valuable resource. So for me, when you are late and I told you we need to leave at 1:15 and we leave at 1:29, it's and it's because
no,
it's because I we have somewhere to be and my time is my most valuable resource. And I do recognize that you're fixing on cars or you started a project that you just are dying to finish. And so that 14 minutes is like really valuable to you because you probably could get one last screw turned or one last rim on or off. But what it does is it like creates anxiety for me because I I like to like be at a place and be situated and not make an entrance. And I know you don't really like to make an entrance, but being late means every single time we're making an entrance and everyone's watching this big family walk into the thing late, you're fulfilling a stereotype of like they can't be on time for anything. I hate it. I hate being late because it says something that we don't mean to be saying.
I
Nobody
guess.
knows that you were like doing something really meaningful with your time. They just think you're being irresponsible.
Well, in a sense, yes, no. Like I'm sorry you feel that way, but I mean, we all only get one, so I'm choosing to do mine.
So you
It's
just wish you
fine.
wouldn't have to go anywhere ever and you could always just fix
Sometimes
on
that's really
cars
how I feel,
and
you
then
know. But like I said, depending on what it is, you know, like for instance, sporting events, you can book it. I'm never late. I'm on time.
that is odd though. So when I think about it, like I don't think we've ever been late for a sporting. Well, we're gonna talk about sports a little bit later, but I don't think we've ever been late for a sporting event for one of
No,
our
no,
children.
no. I can't be late. You gotta get your right seat. You gotta be where you want to sit at. So that's different, you know. But everything else, like I told you, I put thought into it. Think about it. Like, do I need to be there? Like, no. So
Well, the thing that's extra humorous for me is I put thought in it too, and I've calculated approximately how many minutes and seconds you're gonna be late. So now I try to like hack the system.
well, I feel you got it.
But
You hacked it today.
yeah, I got you today pretty good. But sometimes unfortunately, someone will tell, like the kids will tell you what time something starts, and like now even they sort of know. So so
That's
the
cool.
other day, Tate said, I said something about what time we have to leave, and Tate said, "Well, mom, you should tell dad, but we have to leave 15 minutes before that." And then he was like, "No, no, 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 mom. If you tell him 15 minutes before that, then you'll just be 5 minutes late. If you really want to get him, you got to tell him 20 minutes." So like everyone's colluding with me. Like we're all
Hopefully, once everybody watch this now, they
to
see what the
understand.
deal is. They see there's a method to the madness.
So I guess the other takeaway too is that, when you see someone being late, we all sort of make judgments. Like, and you kind of don't know what's going on. Like I'm not saying that I love that it's intentional and it's sort of your like virtual middle finger to everyone,
I mean, like I
but
said, you 5 minutes, maybe give or take. That ain't the end of the world.
I wish we were talking about 5 minutes. That would be really awesome. But anyways, don't judge people necessarily. Things could be going on.
Right, right, right,
My
right.
family's definitely adjusted. I think my family just tells me the wrong time so that I
If
tell
how
you the
about
wrong
this?
time.
If you want to be honest, R.I.P. That's her soul. But it didn't alter until your grandma passed away. I am sorry to tell you.
Yeah, she
You guys was like,
because that was her thing.
I'm still putting my clothes on. They say they there.
Yeah.
Like what? This is.
And
But
when
yeah,
we were dating, I was like, I'm trying to, you're trying to make your family like your guy. And I'm like, my guy is 20 minutes late to everything. He doesn't understand. There's like a scorecard being held up for him.
yeah. I'm
But I
sorry.
mean,
I
she
got
loved
it though.
you.
I got
She loved
better.
you. Later, not.
I got better at it. Right. And I got better at it.
So we resolved nothing except you're going to be late. I'm going to try to
No,
check
I'm
you as
getting.
often as
I am getting
possible.
better. I get better at it because obviously, I done adjusted all the clocks in the house. I done set them different.
Okay, but you set them different times. So then when I tell you, babe, look what time it is, you
But no,
go,
I said all.
no,
I
that's
said I said them all different. I said them all
this
different.
is
And now I
terrible.
done got confused. I don't remember which one I said to what. So I don't know which time is right, which one
So
I'm
you
going
hacked
on. But I
yourself.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
So obviously it
I
was a
got a
real
little
problem.
bit to spare, but I'm golden.
Well, next week we'll talk about what I think is really behind it. But I love you even though you're late. We're
Thank
going
you.
to like not judge people who are late, assuming that they just are
I
irresponsible or
love
don't
you more.
care, because that's not necessarily the case. And I'm going to work really hard on just being in the moment. And we also have a new solution, which is just take 2 cars, which I don't love because I hate driving myself. I have to. But if it's that serious, that's my. And marriage is about compromise. So that's couples
That's what we
court
do to church.
for the week.
You know,
Well,
we
there's a
need
whole nother. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother. We'll save
that's
that for another couples court.
all right.
Okay, so speaking of kids and the fact that we're on time for everything, this week in parenting. So we're gonna pick something around parenting. I'm just
So
warning.
that's to let the audience know
Yes,
that's another
segment
topic.
that we're gonna
Segment
repeatedly
topic.
have. Yeah, this week in parenting. So
Yeah.
a little bit about our kids. So we have, I was gonna say 8, 9, 11, and 15, all boys, and I have 3 beautiful stepchildren that are all older and grown and doing their own thing.
Yes.
They're not in the house, so they might be a part of these stories sometimes, but
Hopefully, one of
they're
these
off living
days
their best lives.
they come
Oh,
and join us.
guest? Yeah, that would be fun. They would be so mortified. That might be who we really embarrass.
Yeah.
But anyway, so 3 boys, all really involved in sports, super unique personalities. I had a topic that I'm pretty fiery about this week about parenting, coming off these
Uh-oh.
tournaments, which we were on time for, which is part of my problem. So obviously, like, I'm an operations person. So I look at like how things run and processes. And we've had 2 tournaments in the last like 7 to 10 days. And like huge kudos to the schools that put on the tournaments. I know like it's a lot of coaches and admin staff who that's not necessarily their passion or gift. And it's like, I remember when you were coaching, that was something you had to do. And it was like, it's a headache. However, when you say that a game starts at 2 p.m. and you know that people are driving 2 hours to said
Yeah, that
game,
sucks.
it's really insane to start the game at 1:15. And luckily, we've sort of done enough of these, and I have a husband whose timing I have to hack anyways. So we tend to be on the
Not with
earlier
sports.
side. But I felt really bad. Like, one, we missed like almost the whole first quarter of that
Mhm.
game in
No, not the
Longview.
whole, but it sucked though that we missed anything because we were early. You know, like the
30
game
minutes early. 30.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we wasn't 30. It was more like, almost 15.
No. It
Almost
was, no,
20.
no, no. You remember because the guy came in and said, "How are you going to start a game 40 minutes early?" Because we were literally there 30 minutes early. We were, I promise. So it was crazy. They literally started that game 40 minutes early.
Huh.
That's why remember that other family that got there, they didn't get there till halftime. And they thought they were early.
Well, yeah, I guess. But yeah, that sucked out. Like,
And I feel bad because there's already really pitiful support in the stands. A lot of, whether it's because they're working or they're not concerned, like there's not a lot of parent support in the stands when you're at an away game or a tournament. These kids are working hard. And
yeah.
then the refs or whoever just decide to start it early. I mean, which I won't, I'm not offering this up, but the ops person in me just wants to be like, so, hey, who's the like tournament organizer? And like, could I just help out here with like, here's how you do this? Because I asked JR why they start early. He said, well, it was blowout games. Like, that doesn't affect when I leave to get to wherever.
Right, time is time.
Like, take a break as a
but
ref.
You see what I'm saying though?
What?
Their time. They say, you know what?
Oh, so it's refs like you.
No,
And they were
I'm just
like,
saying. So it's like, so hold on. So I can't be late, but now you can start early.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I thought you were saying the ref is like, my time is super valuable.
It
and
is.
I wanna
That's
go
what he's
home,
saying.
So
So
I'm
like,
speeding
right.
this
So it's
game
like,
up 40 minutes.
well, I'm just waiting right now. Like, let's start now.
I mean, we honestly could do a whole segment on refs, but that might get a little heated.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole nother thing. But it sucks. And I mean, it's sort of parallel to this idea of like parents in sports. Like, we're lucky. I guess you'd call it lucky. Like, we have a schedule that we can somewhat control, right? We can dictate our day to some degree. We also work like 100 hours a week, but we can be there for his games.
Right.
It's hard for me when there's like, we're the only ones in the stands. Like, I
don't
know
get
those
it.
kids need some sort of hype for whatever. I mean, obviously I was an athlete, so I don't know.
That was just Longview, that wasn't even that far, Like, that's an
Did it
hour.
matter when you played? Who was it, like you personally as an athlete? Were you paying attention to the stands?
Not necessarily. Not once it was game time. I can care less who in them stands. But like, right when we were warming up, you know what I mean. I'm looking over there. Who here to see it? Who I'm about to put a show on for? But no, it was like once I'm in. That's just me though. I
Yeah,
can't
you
speak for
are.
everybody, you know what I mean? Like, but like when I was playing, no, when this game time, I'm locked all the way in. You know, like I'm looking across
I
the
should ask you,
field,
like, doesn't mess with
looking at
him.
these dudes
Football's
now.
different though than basketball too. Like
Yeah,
football, I mean, football is a whole vibe, right? And like they're used, and it's farther away. The fans are farther away. It's harder to hear the fans, anyways.
yeah.
Basketball, especially when you're in stands where like the
Basketball, like I
bleachers
said,
are
I
like
didn't play in high school. I just played
on the
basketball
sidelines.
in middle school, so I can't. That's where I stopped at. So I don't know what it feel like. I know what it feel like to be in the stands as a parent, you know, but
Yeah.
I ain't never I ain't never played on the court, so I ain't got that
Well,
feel.
obviously, I know that I have to like edit all the film that I record for our son and his teammates because you have to cut my audio out because I felt like I needed to compensate for all the parents who couldn't be there. But
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
So
I was fired up about it. And now I feel like we need to be at every tournament like 40 minutes early,
yeah,
which like it's just ridiculous. Especially when
yeah.
you're traveling. Like we were driving for that tournament, we were driving an hour and a half, 3 days in a row, back and forth. I don't
But
know.
how about this? This show, we said this show is gonna be real, so I'm gonna be real. This brings me back, like we said, I got 3 other kids, and so I done this before. And my daughter, back home where I'm from, she played at a school, and it was like no support. Like we would go away games, zero. Me and her, only one. I mean her brothers in the stands. When I played, same town, away games, we always had people in the stands, no matter what. Come here, we done moved around a few different schools, and like where we done, where we done, I ain't gonna say landed, where we are now is giving that same vibe of my daughter, her vibe, where it's like where there's no support other way when it's like I don't understand why not. Like I don't get it, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's parent involvement, it's coach involvement. I would love, but
It
it's
ain't
hard.
the coaches. It's not coaches
It goes back to the judgment
because
piece.
the coaches is there.
Well,
You know, coaches is
more
there.
of this
It's the
team than some
parents.
others, but like a lot of parents, like we
I'm
know
talking
they
parents
work.
right now
A lot of parents, we know
because
that they
these kids
work.
need support. They need.
I agree.
Think about it. You saw it, like for instance, that tournament, which I ain't never seen a tournament like that before in my life. Like during school, so it was like the school they was at. It was at a certain school, and it was all these different teams. I don't know about 6, 17, probably more than that.
Oh, did you say 6'7"? Ray's gonna really
Oh
love
goodness.
that. Yeah,
But
there you
anyway,
go.
but no, so these like they would let the school watch,
Hmm.
and they would just pick a team to root for. And it was like our son, like they was playing and they was beating the team, and then it was like it was no other fans in there, it was just us, so it was just us. Yeah, let's go, LE, you know. And all right, they was up by like, I don't know what, 7, 8 at half. Okay, now come in halftime. Now they didn't let a class come and watch. This
Bleachers are
class,
full.
bleachers is full over there now, but it's just still us rooting over here for OLE. And so now they done picked this team. Whole morale change. Same kids, same refs, same everything. What changed? Right now, every time this team do something, and it's like it's affecting you. I don't know why, but it is, but it's like, right, that's what I'm talking. Like, these kids need the support in the stands over here. Cause like if we had just as much over here, that, it
I
wouldn't have
just don't
went
know how we
like
can
that.
fix that. I mean,
They still won, but it got
especially
close.
when like it has to be work schedules. It's the timing of the game. Like think about it. A 4 o'clock game is terrible whether you work first shift or
But
second
that
shift.
tournament, right, it was wild.
It's so like, so that part I really do
We just
feel for
blessed to be
parents.
able to
Yeah. But
do
we
that.
also we should just, as you're talking, like, how do we solve this problem instead of just saying it's a problem? Like, we need to rally people. We need to start like, hey, here's our schedule. We need to like, can you come to these games? Because there's not
Can't
even
just be
as
a
much.
whole
There's not
JR
even.
cheering
Well,
fan,
they'll
though.
cheer for. I
Like,
mean, I cheer for everybody. I don't just cheer for
you
him.
gotta get all the parents. Like,
But a lot. That's what I'm saying.
I understand,
A
but
lot of
that as
them
far as
can't.
that timing, I get it. That was during the day. A lot of parents, right? They got jobs, can't leave them. I get it then, but like, okay, what about
Saturday at 10 a.m. I know.
Saturday? That
was
same
rough.
tournament.
I thought we would
It
see
was
more.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I just knew Saturday. it was gonna be packed in the stands. It's to
Yeah,
me
I know.
and our kids now because obviously we didn't get to bring them during the week because they had
Well,
school.
so we had a little more of a cheering side. We just gotta we I don't know, like maybe we do some sort of parent like, like we did when we were at Trinity. Like we do some sort of like not boosters. I'm not talking about fundraising, but like get the parents together somehow. Cause these kids also suck at communicating. If I wasn't on him all the time, I wouldn't know when the games were. Like I just annoy him.
Yeah.
So maybe a lot of these kids just aren't talking to their parents. They're not. So maybe we should. I don't know. We're gonna put a pin in this maybe and come back to it because like I want to figure out how
Yeah,
we
we can
solve it.
keep going.
Yeah, I want to
Next.
figure out how we solve it. Okay, well, actually, one more thing on this tournament. This was also the first tournament I ever saw where our son's team won every single game and
Oh,
didn't get to go to the championship because they just randomly decided
yeah.
on the two teams that would go to the
Right.
championship. I didn't even know that
Yeah.
was a thing.
Yeah. I guess it's a Texas.
I don't even, is that a
Uh,
text? I don't even, I think it
well,
was
other
just that
people are,
school.
I talked to other people about it and
Oh, they had heard it before?
yeah, what they said.
What? Okay, let me just leave
Like I
that where
said,
it is.
we newbies.
I know, but
We ain't
like,
been here long.
isn't that sort of the whole point of a tournament? Like, why else is there brackets? Like,
Well, obviously, when you know who you playing
oh, you're saying right? 'Cause
going
they had
into it,
yeah, yeah. It wasn't really a tournament. It was just a series of games. That's
yeah,
not really
but
a
they
tournament.
act like it was a tournament, So but anyway.
Okay, so I guess we'll just stay on the sports theme because one of our other segments that we're gonna do is obviously this was parenting, even though it felt very sports heavy just then. It's just boy mom life. So let's just sports are a big part of your life in general. The
It
perhaps
is.
the biggest sports and cars, pretty much, right? So aside from family life, so obviously I have to. Your week in sports, just I don't know. So I'm gonna do my best here to like I do in marriage to like figure out what you're talking about. But did anything important happen this week in sports? That'll be a segment we.
Um, no question.
Well, why don't you tell the audience first who your teams are so they at least know to either root for you or hate on you?
All right. Well, since we getting to know me, let's get to know me. And my brother, like he won't even talk sports with me. Well, how
You
about
just argue.
I put a pin in that. But I used to be a player. I root for players. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't root for a team necessarily. Like I might have, what I mean, 100 different teams in my wardrobe. Because now I'm rooting for a player.
And he
And it,
literally means his wardrobe. That was not a misword. He means he's gonna have like apparel. But anyways, continue.
no question. But but anyway, so like for instance, in football, you know what I mean. I was a Peyton Manning fan. So like I was that for a while, a long time. Then obviously he left. Became a little journeyman for a second because it's like I wanted to rock with the Colts, but it was like I did, but then Andrew Luck just disappeared. He just left and wanted to go run in the woods or something. I don't know. But so then it was like, I don't know. So then I attached on to Deshaun Watson. And like he was my man, and then we all know.
There's lots of people's mans.
We all we all know what happened there. So it's like, so all right. So then obviously basketball, stop playing. LeBron James, okay. And I've been that since high school. Okay. I'm going all the way back to 2000.
Because y'all are like,
We same age.
yeah. You watched
I've
him
been,
in high. Yeah.
in high school. I went to one of his games. And it's like I've been rooting for him since, like I said, I was like sophomore, junior, something like that. Been rocking with LeBron. So it's like obviously I'm going wherever LeBron is going. So obviously, luckily, I'm still a LeBron fan. But now, to bring it all together, my uncle, he passed away. Rest his soul. R.I.P. Tip. And he was a huge Charger fan. Huge Charger fan. And happened to be a huge Laker fan.
I was going to ask. I guess I never knew. I guess it makes
Yeah,
sense.
he was a huge Laker fan as well. So it was like, I told like, you know what? I really ain't got a team, honestly, in football. And then just so happened you a Laker, and it's like, it ain't too bad to root for the Lakers regardless. That's a historic, franchise. So it's like, I told myself, you know what? Now I'm about to go ahead, anchor down. So now I'm a Charger and I'm a Laker for life.
And are you sure this is because like I have really committed my wardrobe choices?
No
to
question.
aligning
What
to
doubt?
your
You
team.
can book it. We
Okay.
will not be changing no more. No more fan gear. It's Laker. It's Charger.
Well, they
It's
heard it right here.
Dodgers. Because obviously I didn't root for baseball
I still
before
don't.
he passed.
Mm-mm.
But like I said, I adopted all Unk teams and like, hey, I'm rooting for the Dodgers now as well. So yeah, Dodgers. I even got a tattoo, but I would show it. But yeah, but
What about college?
Unk ain't got nothing to do with this.
Okay.
When it comes to college, Ohio State, baby, stop playing with me. And I've been that since I was probably a freshman.
That's true. That's you've never
You know what I mean?
wavered.
Like I go all the way back to Maurice Corrett. You know, like back them days. Stop playing with me. You know, so yeah, we're gonna just leave it at that. Ohio State. All right, and then, but
For
see,
football.
college is tricky. All right, because there's so many of them. You know, so it's like when it comes to football, I'm Ohio State when it comes to football, but when it comes to college basketball,
UConn.
stop playing with me. I'm UConn. Okay, been that since high school. Okay, been that
I mean, I
since.
guess that kind of makes
You
sense.
did that right there. That wardrobe ain't never changed. I got stuff that I done had from back in the day. Still got it. You know, so but as far as the NFL and NBA, it had unchanged.
It makes sense though to be a player fan in professional sports because you can't do that in college. Like you got a couple, like 4 or 6
Yeah,
at the
you're right. You
most,
can't get
right? You
locked on
can't
to a
stay to
person
a
and
player.
those. Yeah,
So did
they
anything happen with
constantly.
any of your teams this week or any of your leagues? So obviously our house just pretty much is like the what's that thing called where it's like 4 different screens at once?
Yeah, the little quad
Yeah.
box.
So it's pretty
Yeah,
much just quad box of all sports at our house all the
yeah.
time. Sometimes news,
But
but what happened this week?
he- well, as far as my college team, you know, it was rough. You know, that was rough. I'm still getting over it. I'm still getting over it. You know,
I know when to leave the room and just not talk to you. I know at least that much.
yeah, you know, that was tough. Like I said, we should have won that game. We should have won that game. We should have won that game. We'll just put it at that. So I'm still getting over that. But that was like I said, that was like last week. But my Lakers, yeah, we just lost in the little what they call it, I can't the little in tournament little chip they got going on. Yeah, we lost to I
That's a
think
new thing, isn't it? They didn't always
yeah,
do
we
that.
won it the first year. The first year they had it, we won it. Um, but yeah, we lost to the Spurs. You know, everybody making a big deal, but
Well, I just want to say that our son, our oldest, he likes to just, I don't know, talk about LeBron's age, I guess, because he likes to talk about your age. And then he was talking about how,
no, sorry. Right. Sorry, I don't care if you know my age. I'm 41 years old, and guess what? My 15-year-old can't outdo me in nothing still.
okay, it's really good neither of you are competitive.
So how about
Um,
that, 15-year-old?
so he was talking about how LeBron is so like old and all this. And then he showed me, he was like, Mom, after I said that, LeBron had like 29
Yeah,
points.
yeah, with a monster jam. So like I said, like LeBron, I don't understand it. To be honest, LeBron, he defined a lot of stuff, and I don't understand how he doing it. I mean, I guess it's the money he putting into his body every off season. Because what else is it? You know. So kudos, keep it up. Because it's like I love it that I get to. I done been a
Keep
fan
watching.
so long, and I don't really see him stopping. I'm being honest with you. I don't. I mean, he done slowed down, but as you can see, he can. Come on, it's LeBron James. He can turn it on when he get ready, and like luckily he got Luca, he got AR, like he got a couple people now that he can like right. I can be. I ain't never seen LeBron in this role, to be honest with you, his whole career. So it's like it's kind of different to watch him, because like I'm used to LeBron having the ball the whole shot clock, and then now what I mean he hits you. That's why a lot of people didn't want to play with LeBron because it was like LeBron's system. You know what I mean? But hey, this is different. But that's why I think he lost that that little thing he had going, that record
Image?
he had
Oh,
going, yeah, his little streak. He had going from scoring like was like double digit points or 10 points or more or something like that. He had going for so many games.
hmm.
Cause I think it's cause the role he at ain't necessary age. It's just the role he in right now. Like and then on top of it, how he choosing to fall back. He ain't choosing to be in that role and still be LeBron. You get it? But anyway, as far as with my football team,
Well,
oh
while we're on
yeah.
the topic of old, though,
Huh?
while we're on the topic of old, how do you feel about Philip Rivers coming back, a grandpa coming back.
Yeah, that was. Hey, though, real talk. Good luck to him though,
It's just crazy
because
when your 40s is old. Like sports is wild when your
yeah, like
40s
that.
is.
I ain't gonna hold you. I thought he was gonna fall on his face. I thought he was gonna see red face, Phillip Rivers out there slamming his helmet. He definitely was more controlled, and he definitely played a lot better than I thought he would.
Mm,
I cannot lie to you. He played a lot. Colts almost won. What you talking about? You know what I
mm,
mean? Like they almost won. Like it was came down to a field goal. You know what I mean?
mm.
And the crazy thing is, the Seahawks didn't even score a touchdown that whole game. Like they only scored field goals. You know what I mean? So but they
I just thought
still
that was
won, so
crazy.
it don't matter.
I guess when you're
But
younger, 40s just like 30s, like our kids were saying, like, oh, 30s are so old. And we're like, until you get there. And then
yeah,
40s just feels so old. And sports is just crazy because it's like these people, for that to be news that someone in their 40s came back is like, oh, they're the oldest. And I
yeah.
remember when it
But
was Brett
nah,
Favre and he was old.
being this age now, it's like as long as you take care of yourself, if you sit down long enough, obviously, you're gonna feel it.
You get a little freaky.
These bones, they growing, they getting old too. But as long as you take care of yourself, hey, it's just a recovery.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the recovery now. Like it's just you can recover quicker when you're younger than you can recover now. But as long as you still doing and still in shape, you can get out there and do it. You just gotta turn that volume down a little
I
bit.
think there's probably like something to be said for the wisdom of being an older player too.
Yeah,
Like that you're better at the human dynamic, you learn more about life. I think that's life in general. So there's probably something to be said for that part of being an older
yeah, but
athlete. Older
yeah,
is
yeah.
relative
But
though.
kudos to Phillip Rivers. Yeah, obviously, somewhere in there still a root for the Colts.
I know. I could see
You
when you're
know.
like the Colts almost won. Like no, we're Chargers. We're not
Yeah,
doing
I
that
still
anymore.
pull. Just like I still watch the Browns games. I still watch the Texan games.
Well, let's be honest. You watch all games that you have access to for the most part. It's like
Oh, I got
red zone
access.
and the yeah.
I got access. But
So
yeah.
So I'm gonna pick a different. I'm gonna shift us to another topic. It's sort of general, but
Hold on, no.
oh,
No. We cannot pass. Now, if they didn't play who they played and did what they did,
okay.
I'll
Let
let
me
you move
stop. Go
around.
ahead.
Chargers. Them Chargers, stop playing with me. And them Chiefs, holla back. All right, go
Oh,
ahead.
the Chargers beat the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
obviously, it's a
The
long.
Chiefs is
Yeah, they
Taylor
out.
Swift team.
And I'm gonna put it on record because I ain't trying to hear none of this about how Patrick Mahomes was injured, and that's why they didn't make the playoffs. Because like when we looking back at it, that's what they're gonna try. I promise you that's why they're gonna try to write it up. That he tore his ACL. Of course they didn't make the playoffs. No, okay, no, he was in every game, and the last game that put him out, he injured. So this won't put that on the record. So all right, now we can.
You know what? I think for this segment, I already have a running list of guests I want to have because I am not the one to talk sports with you, but I know this could get.
Well, we gonna see. You know what I mean? We gonna see.
Got a few people we should invite.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, shifting gears, another like the corner box of the quad box is often news. And we're not going to get like political here, but I want to talk about something that I thought was obviously you're the athlete, I'm the nerd. If it's not evident to everybody, if we were a Disney movie, that's how that would play out. Band geek marries the running back. But something that I thought was really interesting that I didn't know anything about before that I think it's important for people to know. And I don't know how much is getting talked about on social media. And I think a lot of people get news on social media. There was a Supreme Court case last week. So Trump had fired an employee. It was either the FTC, I think, Federal Trade Commission. And she sued, I believe. And essentially there's an old case from 1935 that set the precedent for this, which says that independent agencies, and I wanted to look up like which ones they were because I didn't want to misspeak here. I forgot I had it. So an example of an independent agency is Federal Trade Commission, Consumer Product Safety, so the people who look at products and that are sold to consumers,
Yeah.
EEOC, so people making sure there's equal opportunities for employment, the Transportation Board, and the Federal Reserve. So those are examples of like government agencies that are supposed to be independent. So there's a case from 1935 that said that those agencies should stay independent, meaning they should not like the person when the president gets elected, they don't get to decide who leads those agencies. And the reason behind that is because those agencies shouldn't really be political. Like whether like equal opportunities for employment or what's safe for consumers should not be a political conversation. It should
Right.
be something that's objective. And so in 1935, the precedent was set that a president can't just fire the head of those agencies
Obviously.
because right, you
See
see how
what's
well that
going
worked.
on now.
But so that's what this case is. So the case that went before the Supreme Court is saying should Trump have the ability to fire people? So they fired this woman in an email that said something to the effect of your views do not align with ours. That's not what the words were, but essentially that's what the email said. And technically what the law is that you can't she can't be fired. Well, the interpretation of the law is she can't be fired unless she's done something wrong. So malfeasance, neglect, like unless she's done her job like inaccurately, she can't be fired. And so it's made all the way up to the Supreme Court. They heard oral arguments for like a day or half a day or something like that.
Right.
Obviously, we have a relatively pro-Trump Supreme Court. A decision won't come out till July.
Wasn't by accident.
But here's why I think this matters, and I wish people would pay more attention to this, and I'm not taking a Republican Democratic side one way or the other. I think that it matters, and this has been untouched for 90 years or however long that is, that those like governing bodies should, or not governing bodies, those agencies should be independent for a reason, right? And so I feel like what Democrats are obviously not asleep on this issue. Like they're fired up and like, this is crazy. He shouldn't be able to do this. But I think Republicans are also missing something here, which is that there's not a guarantee that there's going to be a Republican in office forever. So what do you think is going to happen if you overturn this and combat this precedent? Then when there's a Democrat in office, they're just going to take that and do their own thing with it.
Well, settle down, Sparky. What if this man put stuff in place where it ain't gonna be
We can't
a
go there.
Democrat
I
in place?
can't, I cannot have
All this
like,
ain't happening for no
but
reason. You ask me.
well, which I
How
know,
about this?
I know
He
people are talking
trying.
about
Now, I
that.
don't know if he's gonna be able to pull it off.
I know, you're not wrong. And I guess just so people know, because so people aren't worried about if they should listen to us or not listen to us for political reasons.
No, you can don't worry about it.
We are pretty like middle of the road people. I think unfortunately both sides have gone really far off the deep end.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's important, like we do at home, to educate our children about history and why things matter.
And you gonna argue with me when I say this?
Oh gosh.
But obviously, athlete, nerd. When I was in school, certain things I listened to, I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. But certain things I remember. And once I remembered that it don't matter how many votes people run in and vote, it's all about who this electoral college run with. I packed up. You can send me as many text votes cards you want to send me. It do not matter. You can tell me. There you go. I knew it was coming.
I don't think the vote. I don't think the vote has the weight it should have. But here's what I'm saying to our boys.
These have 13 here or however many there. Don't matter. Whatever they going with, that's who they. It could be a million people that don't voted this way, but if them 13 people say we going this way, guess what? They going that way.
I'm gonna get you though. I'm gonna have a guest on here when we talk about voting. But I do think
you ain't gonna be able to get me.
Here's what I do think though, without having a full blown couples court on voting. I think there are other ways to participate in what matters in this country other than voting. I do think voting matters, but I do think there's other ways to participate. And I think the problem right now with our generation and our kids' generation is that people feel like it doesn't affect them because they haven't really understood how it affects them.
But it's just, you don't really have much control. It's almost like being a kid at your parents' house. You know, like, you ain't got much control. It's my rules.
Okay, so nerd here. But like, this is like literally, remember when I taught that semester, I taught English, I taught Animal Farm, right? This is the concept that like the control you get comes from educating yourself. The whole point, and you should feel really passionately about this. This is something we talk about all the time. There's a reason Black people are not allowed to read, right? Because the number one thing that happens when you allow people to educate themselves is they learn how to work together and overturn things that are unfair. So
Absolutely. But
I
you see what happens once we try to read and knowledge ourselves. What happens now? Over there, those same people, maybe not those same people, but they'd be cool with them people. And here they come in now, like they get together and now they take out that person to that's then learned all this, know all this. And now, so when we now, the common person, think about that, and it's like, is yes, I
is it worth it?
understand.
I get it.
Right.
I get it.
Like do I really wanna put my life on the line for all y'all? Like I know I'm gonna put my life on the line for you. I know I'm putting my life for my boys and but it's like, do I
Well, all
really want to
I'm
now get this involved just because I know this and I know what's right? I know, and it's like, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna speak up too.
I get that. I'm not advocating for some sort of like mission driven rebellion, but I am advocating like I do for our boys at home. You do have an obligation to understand what's happening around you and how it affects you. You can't on one
No,
hand talk about
absolutely. And then now,
affordability.
once you get that knowledge, you move accordingly. But you cannot try to change that what's going on over there. It ain't gonna happen. You gotta try to. I'm sorry.
That's too pessimistic. I cannot accept a world where like you have no impact. And I
Depending on who
think that
you are.
too many, but that's this is by design, right? Like your reaction is
And
literally the
guess what?
design. It's what they
But I didn't have
designed
a
it to
choice
be.
on it. Just like the people who designed it, they didn't have a choice of it. They inherited it. So it's like, right, guess what? And they running with it. It is what it is. And we can talk about this once
That's a
again.
whole segment on it because I'm gonna get real red faced and heated, and I'm gonna,
Unfortunately, I
yeah.
can't get red face.
Anyways, the moral of the story is I really think people should watch what happens to this Supreme Court case because I think if every single agency becomes politically driven, we all see this happens once a new president takes over, they like fire everyone, bring somebody new in. But what does that mean if it is agencies that were intended to be independent? How does that affect things?
Yeah.
Like the Fed, like, right? How does it affect those agencies? I just think it's interesting. Probably because I'm a nerd,
Well,
but I
how
think
about
it's
this?
interesting.
We're gonna find out.
I know, and
As long as we keep
that's what's
breathing,
crazy. I hope
we're
people
gonna
like
find out.
stay and pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna, and this is affected by political life, but so we have lots of businesses, and so our segment tied to business is really just going to be this week in business. So I guess you want to talk a little about our businesses. You can, and then I can kind of tee it off with what I thought we could talk about for this segment.
Um, did you in the beginning
Yeah, I did a high level.
a high level
Anything you want to
also?
share? Like,
I mean,
I guess you got the
right, we got
as the
the
boys say the drip.
shout out, Radiant, Pastor
Yeah, they
KJ,
did
my
our
man's.
amazing
Yeah.
apparel.
Yeah, go out there if you got any need, I recommend them.
Lone Star Graphic.
Yeah, that's what they call Lone
Yeah,
Star.
we just say Pastor KJ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my
the
man.
Lone
I
Star
got the
Graphic.
inside scoop. Yeah. But yeah, but real talk. Go there, it's quick, turn around. I got another order in already, you know what I mean? Waiting on them. But anyway,
So Good Lucks is
yeah,
our
good lucks. That's one of them. We just opened it. You should come check us out. Our hours are from 8 to 1, Monday through Saturday, closed on Sunday for the Lord, and really for my wife so she can get some.
and we're in downtown Texarkana.
Yeah, downtown.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so
I was
antsy to talk
getting
about that
there.
part.
But yeah, we downtown Texarkana, right across from TLC. For those who familiar with the Texarkana downtown area, obviously that's a hot spot, good burgers. But yeah, we right across. We right across from them, right next to um, Prodigy and um, what's that place?
Oh, you said you had this. I'm gonna let you
Logan,
just.
Logan Electric. I think that's what
Yeah,
they're
look
called.
electric.
Yeah, we right in between those two. Good people. Yeah, like I said, we don't know much about the coffee space. So
We're winging
bear
it.
with us,
I feel like
but
we're doing great though.
yeah, I think we're doing great.
I'm a big coffee drinker.
That's why we're
Yeah.
doing it, because obviously my wife, big coffee drinker, she got me into it now. Um, I got my certain flavor though, that I go to. Should I let them know it?
No,
Or
why don't we save that for next
Maybe
time? But
not.
why don't you tell them your favorite, like what to eat?
Okay,
Because
cool.
we do have some eats.
Well, yeah, we got a lot of good, as far as little grab and go things. We're not really a restaurant, but you can come down there and you can get you something, you know what I mean, to, get the job done. But my favorite, which is new, is called a croffle. I don't know if you guys know what a croffle is. Tell you, it's amazing. Okay, it's literally it's croissant. Like imagine a croissant, right? So you got the croissant dough, but it's not made already. It's just in dough form. And you put it in the waffle machine, and voila, you got heaven. I mean, heaven. You could really eat it like that, but we got a gang of different toppings you can get. We got, like I said, my favorite. Um, what's this called?
You just say the egg one. You don't even say,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
forgot
grated
the
glory.
grated glory. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, but I just say like you said, give me the egg one, please, because it's amazing. It got egg, it got bacon, it got what cream
Cream cheese or
cheese
avocado
or
if you'd rather. Yeah.
avocado, with a little bit of everything seasoning on it.
Okay, you're giving away all our recipes, and this sounds like a commercial now.
Sorry,
So,
sorry. But that
in
one right
addition,
there
let
is
me talk about
amazing.
things I love there, since you're talking about your favorites.
Let's
So,
hear
if
it.
you're not a coffee drinker, tea or tea lattes, we have kombucha, which you are a convert to.
I am.
So, kombucha is a fermented tea. We have it on
It
tap. It
works.
will not make you drunk, either sadly or
Oh
unsadly,
dang.
depending how you feel about that.
How long you have
Um,
it?
it's really for your gut biome. So it just is really amazing for digestion, has prebiotics. It tastes delicious, the kind we
Yeah.
have. If you've had kombucha before, but you think it's nasty, come try
All
ours.
kombucha is not made equal.
Yes,
Let's
that's
just say that.
absolutely the
Okay.
case. So we turned Good Lucks. I say we. I was the vision, he was the muscle. We turned an old train
Shout out,
museum. Yeah. We turned an old train museum into a coffee shop. So the vibe is like come hang out. We have folks who sit there from open to close. There's comfy couches, there's outlets to work.
Yeah.
We want it to be a place that people can meet and visit and, you know, not feel rushed. I feel like this town was missing that space. And we're doing whatever we can to kind of elevate other local businesses. So, like our sourdough is sourced by Fairy Tale. And we partner with as many local women or minority owned brands as we can. Um, the main thing is just come try it. A lot of people don't know we even exist. We
Yeah.
actually, to your point, don't know what we're doing. We just are figuring it out. Our baristas are awesome and we couldn't do this without them. But a lot of it is just what do people say they want and how do we make it
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. And so like right, it's the menu that we have is constantly changing,
Yeah, evolving.
but talk to us, like because I'm one of them persons that I hate like I find something at a place and I go back and now it's gone. Like, hold on. This been on the menu. It was literally on the menu. Y'all didn't have this menu. Now it's gone. Like, and with a new menu. Like, okay. So, like, just keep us in the loop with us.
That's a
You know
great
what I mean?
point.
Like, yeah, talk to us.
Yeah.
We talk back, and because obviously we wanna serve the people,
Yeah.
But
And we want to drive stuff to downtown. We love downtown. We have other projects in the works that we can announce later
yeah,
downtown. And then we have Salty,
yeah,
our boutique and bookstore.
yeah, salty.
That's over by Target. It's next door to Sally's.
By Bunk Cake.
Yeah. See, I say Sally's, you say bun cakes.
Yeah.
So it's a sort of a mashup between boutique and bookstore. So we sell new books. We have some used books, wellness brands, apparel.
Yeah.
Also similar vibe. I mean, like the whole point for that was when we moved here, we have Books a Million. It's amazing, but I didn't feel like there was a good like independent bookstore. So
Yeah.
anyways, and then obviously healthcare consulting. But what I want to talk about in business just really briefly, and then I did have a sort of hot take in healthcare that I wanted to talk about too. But this week, I think, and it paired with Pastor KJ's sermon a lot around like what you don't manage, you end up losing. And I think when you're going in a lot of directions as an entrepreneur, like you have to pick and triage, like what am I going to focus on or pay attention to? And the minute you pay attention over here, then this thing starts to drop. And it's kind of
Mhm.
like when there's like holes in a boat, like you plug this hole and then like another hole comes.
Yeah.
And I think like that,
Pressure finding weak links.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was sort of my theme for the week is like for the entrepreneurs out there or people doing something, whether it's like a side hustle or an actual business or you're just in your job in general, like even if you can't focus on it, be mindful of the things you're not able to manage so that they don't get too far gone. Because I think we found some things this week that we need to be better about managing.
Yeah,
Anything you'd add to that or just yeah,
yeah,
it was
not really.
we're
Just
managing it, figuring it
yeah,
out. That's
just
the thing about being an entrepreneur that there is no handbook. Like
no,
there's
it's
people
not.
think it's glamorous. It is so not glamorous.
It's n
Not
it's
that it's not a
not.
blessing, but
It
it's not a glamorous blessing. It is not what
no.
you see on Instagram about like make six figures and it's like working and your kids being like, "Are you still working? You're still working? Why are we
Yeah,
like why
yeah, they
can't we
don't
just take a
understand.
vacation?" Like that's not
Right. But yeah, no,
I
it's
still
something
wouldn't
to
trade it.
no, I wouldn't trade it. No, because the control still, that's the one thing that I like the most about
Mhm.
being an entrepreneur, you know. It's just the control that you have of, once
Everything.
again,
Your time.
your time.
I knew you were going to say that.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like if you can become one, that's where you need to be. If you can think of anything to, better yourself or put money in your pocket, I recommend it. Go for it. You don't know until you try it, and like that's where it's at, honestly. Working for yourself, Even though even in that, you kind of still working for someone else, but you got a little
You
more
get to decide
control.
the how.
You got a little more
There's still a
control.
who that you have to answer to, whether it's a customer or a client or
Yeah,
whatever, but you get to dictate the how and that
yeah,
you don't have that level of control.
right. You
But
just
there's a trade-off, right? There's a level
for
of
sure.
like intensity and pressure. I guess all I want to say on the healthcare side, so healthcare consultant, um, wrote a book. Obviously, I've written 2 books on healthcare.
Good
Um,
books, by the way. Go get them.
you might be a little biased. I should bring
I
him
don't think so.
next time when I do my healthcare. Next week, I'll do a longer healthcare segment because obviously healthcare is on everyone's mind. And my real goal for the healthcare segment is to teach
Which we
people.
didn't even talk about.
I know not too much, but um, we talked about so many other things like LeBron James for a long time, but it's okay.
Be like
So
that.
in the healthcare segment, I really want to teach people, either people who have insurance to understand how to make decisions and how it really works, or if there are people who don't have insurance, like there's sort of this stigma that like if you don't have insurance, something's wrong with you and there's all this risk. And I just want to help people understand. So we're obviously an uninsured family of 5 on purpose. I'm not saying that's for everyone, but it's for us and I want to break that down for people. I want to explain things like cash and how you shop around as a consumer in healthcare. And so we will have a healthcare segment. And I know just like talking to me, like I know you've learned a lot, your family's learned a lot about
For
healthcare.
sure.
So I really want your perspective on it as someone who has always said healthcare was like health insurance was a scam even before you really understood how
Hmm.
much. So
Something didn't seem right.
yeah. So I'll bring books next time too, and I'll share it with everyone. Um, so those were all of our normal segments, except we'll add a healthcare one next week when we have a little bit more time. And then I wanted to end with sort of kind of our mic drop moment. So yours first, and then I'll end. But this would be like it can be a hot take. It's just your mic drop moment, something that happened this week that you kind of wanted to close out the chat with.
Oh no. I'm
Oh goodness.
going.
Can we talk about someone else,
See you
like a
later.
coach
Cheers.
who? Oh goodness.
No, I don't, no, no. But no, real talk, because I'm just proud of how them Chargers look, though. Like, I'm being serious. I wish my aunt could see it.
Yeah.
Like I really do. Because, like we having a great season, man. Great season this year. There's been some nail biters, but like, hey, we pulling them off. We winning. And I wish Unc could be here to see it. But I mean, that's gonna be my mic drop. Is just what we did to the Chiefs. You can't drop the mic no more than that. You do to eliminate the Chiefs, like put them out. Like you the reason why like they can go ahead and start booking their
Maybe he's distracted.
vacations.
Like Taylor Swift's documentary just like came out. Maybe
Yeah, it
that
might
had him
have been
distracted.
Taylor Swift. That's like the Madden curse. Might be a Taylor Swift curse. We just didn't know. It's in effect now. Who knows?
I'm not a Swiftie, but there's some really good songs that she has in her poster. And
I
I'm
couldn't
actually
tell
gonna
you.
watch. I
I
might
don't.
make you watch the documentary. We can do it on the quad box. Like I can watch while you watch something
I
else.
mean, I swear, I'm not. I'm not saying I don't know her song, right? But it's like I can't say like, oh yeah, that's a Taylor Swift song. Like, no, I've heard of that song. You put it on, like, oh, that's her song. Like, oh, okay. Like, I don't. Sorry, I'm just not my thing.
I really like that song, Father Figure. You know that one? I played it for you
Wait,
too.
you just heard it, but like, I mean, you played it for me. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like.
So
Right. It's
maybe
just
he's just
Taylor
nervous
Swift.
about this documentary and it, like,
That was
messed him
that
up.
one was kind of different though.
That's her best song in my opinion.
That's her
Shout
best
out to
song.
Brett Chin
I
on
don't
that
know.
one,
That song
and
kind of
Holly
weird, but
for telling me about that song. So, okay, my moment. So yours will be a mic drop because like that just suits your personality. My closeout will be Matt's moment, which will be more reflective because I'm a severe
that's
bad
just this week.
softie.
You know, I got like that's on my mind.
Yeah,
Literally,
no, it's
just
fine.
happened yesterday.
It's your,
Sorry.
it's just your personality. It will always be a mic drop. I don't like you
No,
don't get real
it's gonna be
touchy
different. It'll
feely.
be different. Different.
You
I
don't get
promise.
touchy feely though. So for me, um, coming into the holidays, like my moment is sort of parent guilt.
Especially right
So
now.
it's like the holidays. So the kids just think like everything is like we should just be celebrating Christmas 24/7 and like
I mean,
everything should stop.
I'm
And
not
I
to
feel
interrupt.
bad.
Sorry, but in our kids' defense, we didn't have control over it. They didn't have control over it. We didn't have control over it, or did we? But their birthdays very fall. It sucks for them.
Yeah, we have two
You
pretty much.
know,
We have a
November
Thanksgiving
20, you know,
birthday
like
and a beginning
28,
of
20, then
December.
we
Yeah.
got 13th. Like, it sucks because then it's like literally 2 weeks. So it's like, it's kind of hard to,
I'm not even talking
oh,
about the gifts. I'm
that's
my
what you talking
moment
about.
is as a mom and dad, but mostly as a mom, but as a mom and a dad who have like parties and Christmas obligations and parades and
You
like
mean
the
like
parent
just,
guilt is so
right,
real.
right.
And so I
Oh,
just,
absolutely.
especially as a woman, because it's on a mom to like, there's this pressure to be able to do everything. Like everything has to be done. Everything has to be organized. The house needs to be decorated. You need to be ready. Like there needs to be like warm cookies somewhere, which obviously no warm cookies are happening anytime soon.
I
But
got him.
I guess I just want to say to moms, because I have to remind myself of this and the girls who work for us and my clients and friends that like we all need to have a little grace and patience in this season as parents, as spouses, even if you don't have kids. Just that the holiday season puts a lot of demand on people. And that's like not the reason for the season. So I'm trying to remind myself, but I bet a lot of people right now, like financially, it's like I have all these gifts to buy and I have all the, and
Right.
there's all these like pulls and tugs on you as a person. And so I'm really going to try and to go into this week and just be mindful about just like taking time. Like I made cocoa with the kids and we were watching the Grinch and they were over the moon. But I had to think about it and do something intentional because really I was just stressed out about all the stuff I need to do.
I told you, baby, always. You get
I
to
overthink it.
time, you know.
But I'm not the only
You
one.
get to
I'm
it
not the
at the end
over.
of the day. It's be tomorrow.
And we'll just be 14 minutes late. And it's like really wonderful how that like came full
Maybe.
circle. That was like a comedy show.
Or maybe
Where like the
5
first joke
in
made
my
sense
mind.
at the
It was
very
just
end.
5. I guess it might have been 14, but my clock told me.
Okay, touche to that. Well, this was awesome. This was actually fun. This is like what we do all day. So I guess people just get a window into it.
Yeah.
Just with segments and organization. So I think the first one was a hit.
I think it'll be better as we go.
Yeah.
Like I said,
for
we,
sure. No,
like
no support.
always, doing something we ain't never done before. Trying to make something happen. Like I was telling you, hey, and just do it. You never know what
Yeah.
can happen. Never
So
know.
this is, we said what we said.
We said what we said.
Thanks.